Hey there, this is Anirecap, and today we are telling the story of the 2009 sci-fi romance film Summer Wars. If you enjoy my videos, please support with a subscribe. The story begins with an introduction to the world of Oz, where everyone around the world is gathering, doing everything. You can edit your avatar as you want, do shopping, listen to music, play games, buy properties, do your papers, and more, all inside this world. Most importantly, your avatar has all the authorities you have in real life. All the data is protected by the highest level of security, and you have John and Yoko, the protectors of the world. Inside this world, we meet the main character, Kenji Koiso, complaining about not being chosen for something with his friend Takashi Sakuma, while working as part-time maintenance programmers in Oz. About the same time in the real world, their senpai Nitsuki Shinohara arrives, offering them a part-time job as a travel companion to her great-grandmother Sakae Jinochi's 90th birthday party. But she only needs one of them, so they played paper-scissors on it, and Kenji wins. They meet at the train station, and they start the journey to the family house. During the trip, we discover that Kenji was upset because he was not chosen to represent Japan in the Math Olympics. They arrive at Natsuki's hometown, and once they were there, they start meeting some of Jinochi family members one by one. Each was telling some history about the family, giving a bigger idea to Kenji about the family, and revealing that it's far from a normal family. They arrived at the big family house, and it was literally big. Natsuki asked Kenji to go along with whatever she says in front of her grandmother. So they entered Sake's room, and there Natsuki shocked us by telling that Kenji is her boyfriend, and he went along with it because he promised Natsuki to do so. After that, Natsuki informed Kenji with the resume she told her family about her boyfriend. She said that he studied in America, and he is a highborn and rich, which is totally the opposite for Kenji. Other family members arrive at the house one by one, giving us a very beautiful family gathering scenes everywhere around the house. During the dinner, Natsuki introduces the family members to Kenji. Mansuke starts telling a story about the family's samurai history, and how they challenged the Tokugawa clan in 1615. Kenji gets a call from Takashi, so he goes walk around the house, getting lost when he met Kazuma. After he took a bath, he went back to find the family arguing with someone who is Wabazuki, who left the family for 10 years after he stole a fortune from Sake. Despite that, she welcomes him and asks him if he is hungry, but he refuses eating and starts drinking some beer instead when Natsuki entered the room and gave him a very warm welcome. Then in the kitchen, the family discusses Wabazuki's story and why he left. At night, Kenji finds it difficult to sleep when he received an SMS with a mathematical code and a "Solve Me" headline, so he started to solve it, and when he finished, he sent it. Then he received a thank you message. In the next morning, two of Natsuki's cousins walked Kenji up in a hurry to show him the news reporting him as the criminal who hacked the world of Oz and messed it all up. But of course, Kenji doesn't know anything about it, so he tried to enter his Oz account, but he couldn't. He went to Kazuma to borrow his laptop, but he couldn't log in from it. Then he called support center, but still nothing when he got a call from Takashi, and he told him about the strange SMS Oz staff received yesterday that contains the encryption to the data, and he was shocked discovering that he really the one caused the hack to happen. He logged in using another account and tried to communicate with the hacker, but he didn't get a response, just brutal attack. But Kazuma saved him using his famous avatar King Kazama, and when they almost got the hacker, he started absorbing other accounts, and with each one he got stronger, and finally he knocked King Kazama to the ground. Kenji grabbed King Kazama before the hacker steals his account, and they log out safely. Outside, the family members were rehearsing the happy birthday song for the grandmother. Back to the action, we discover that the hacker is not actually a human, and it's a hacking AI named Love Machine. During breakfast, everyone watches the news and they discover the whole truth about Kenji. They confront him along with Natsuki, revealing the lies she said about Kenji. Then Shota arrests him, but before they go, he tells Sake how much he enjoyed the time he spent with the family, and he thanks them for it. Meanwhile in Oz, Love Machine started playing with everything connected to that world, including traffic, alarms, water system, and more, causing the whole world to struggle solving problems. And this led to a lot of the family's other members not coming to Sake's birthday party. Shota and Kenji head back to the family house because of the heavy traffic. They start a video call with Takashi Sakuma, who explains why Love Machine is able to play with the system because the accounts it stole have the same authorities that the real person have, as I mentioned in the beginning. About the same time Saki discover what is happening, and she decides to play her part, and she start calling everyone important she knows to encourage them to go through the crisis, and man, she knows everyone. After they saw the old woman determined, the boys decide to do their part, and so they tried to enter to Oz, but the login was encrypted, so Kenji tried to crack it, and when he did, the system was back to normal. After that, Takashi told Kenji to relief because actually, he is not the one who caused all of this because he didn't solve the message, he got right and missed the last letter, and that it was someone else from the other 55 persons who solved it around the world. At dinner, everyone was happy thinking that they have won, but the news revealed that Love Machine stole a lot of accounts, and that it's still active. During the family thinking about how to stop the AI hacker, Wabazuki revealed that he is the one created it in the first place, and he used the money he stole from Saki to do so, and that he sold it to the American army to test it, but he didn't know that they will do it in the world of Oz. After he said that Saki tried to kill him, but he resisted and went away. Kenji was trying to support Natsuki emotionally after that. When Saki invited him to play Hanafuda Koi Koi, the card game that she played for too long, and she bet on making Kanji take care of Natsuki if she wins, and she did. In the next morning, everyone woke up in a very sad situation where they found Saki dead in her bed. They tried to revive her, but she was already gone. The doctor in the family revealed that he was monitoring her health through the system, but because what happened in Oz, he didn't get an alarm. Everyone was grieving the loss of their grandmother. Natsuki asks Kenji to hold her hand while she was crying. After few hours, the news said that more than 10 million accounts were stolen, and that the hacker is still active. The family was divided into two parts, one preparing for the funeral, and the other trying to get revenge from Love Machine. Each part started doing their tasks. The Revengers brought a huge supercomputer unit and all the equipment to trap Love Machine, and eventually delete it while the ladies were doing the tasks for the funeral. The Revengers finished preparations and they posted a challenge request for Love Machine, which it will accept because it loves to play. The battle starts and King Kazama successfully beats Love Machine and traps it. Then the rest of the Revengers start a plan to drown it, but unfortunately, the supercomputer unit gets overheated because Shota, who didn't know what is happening, took all the ice used to cool the unit. Then, Love Machine powers up using all the accounts it stole and beats up King Kazama. After that, a countdown of 2 hours started, after which Arawashi asteroid probe will fall on one of the nuclear power plant around the world, causing a huge crisis. Kazuma, motivated with the well to save his family, dashes into Love Machine, but he loses, and his account gets absorbed too, leaving Wabazuki as the only person able to stop Love Machine. So Natsuki called him after she opened his phone lock with his grandmother's birthday date and informed him about his grandmother's death. He drives back in a hurry, and then all the family together tries to save the situation after they had a meal all together, as their grandmother's will said. They decide to challenge Love Machine in Hanafuda Koi Koi, the game their Saki mastered, and so Love Machine accepts the challenge. The game starts with Natsuki as the challenger, betting the rest of the family accounts in the process. Natsuki wins round after another, leading Love Machine to lose accounts. But then Love Machine won a round and left Natsuki with only 74 accounts left, when the rest of the world started to log in, offering their accounts to be used and asking Natsuki to save their families. Then she receives a rare item from John and Yoko, and she beats Love Machine and gets all the accounts it stole back to the users, leaving only 2. While the family was celebrating the victory, the countdown started again, but this time targeting only the family house. So they started to evacuate when Kenji decided to try to change the coordinates of the asteroid probe drop point. All the family members came together to cheer Kenji while cracking an encryption after another until they deleted Love Machine from the system and successfully changed the coordinates to somewhere near the house instead. Eventually, everyone was safe and happy, and they sang happy birthday to the grandmother in her funeral. Kenji got a kiss from Natsuki at the end after they confessed their love to each other, and they lived happily ever after. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe and suggest the next anime to recap.